know what? We're going to make it simple. It's your boy Lionheart back at you again with another NBA 2K19 video. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell.
Done. And San Antonio also making a switch. Murray's checked in. On the court right now for the Spurs. Gay and Aldridge are up front. Murray out there with Young. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot.
Oh, this first quarter couldn't be going much better for him. 4 for 5 from the field to get things cracking.
Here's Brown. That one, no good. Good defensive work there by Young. Here's Gay. And that one hits back iron.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, that just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game. Chicago making some changes. Felicio comes in for Markkanen, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Levine. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for the Spurs. Holiday dishes to Brown. Shot clock at 6. That shot no good. And the Spurs going the other way now. And Young kicks to Murray. Shoots from 14. The putback, and it's Aldridge on the follow. Aldridge has got 6 points.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Brown the pass to Parker. Bulls moving the ball around. They set the pick. The dish now to Brown. Holiday against Murray. To the middle. Felicio, the pass to Brown. Over Young. Hits the front of the rim and out.
There's a lesson for you. Don't showboat. Tries to get fancy with the fadeaway, and it backfires.
Inside, here's Aldridge. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
A different look now for San Antonio. Davis Bertans comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Bellinelli in for Young. Brown against Murray. To halt the run. Count that one.
You can see the D just a little slow getting to the bucket. I mean, he'll make you pay for that.
San Antonio leading by 22. And Bellinelli kicks to Murray. Off target with his 3. Chicago has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Portis, and he uses the glass on the layup. Portis has got his first basket.
Oh, terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
Murray outside. Pass to Aldridge. Holiday against Bellinelli. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Brown against Murray. And here's Brown. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Now here's Murray. He's guarded closely. Over in the corner, Bertans. The 3-pointer is right on target. Bertans got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Murray against Brown. Hutchison, and the shot is long.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim. That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time.
And stolen by Aldridge. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Cameron Payne's checked in for the Bulls. Mills, he's checked in. Here's DeRozan, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. DeRozan's got 13 points.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Markkanen is the 4, with Lopez in the middle. Levine and Parker are the wing. And it's Brown in at the 5. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
they've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs got through some tension in their relationship early on. Now, Greg Popovich said it became apparent that it really was me. He'd been in the league for 9 years. I'm not going to turn him into some other player. That was just silly. So we took care of it, and he's been fantastic. Guys?
That's why Pop is the best in the business, DA. He's always going to figure it out. Thanks.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Robin Lopez out of Stanford, entering his second decade in the league. Chris, talk about his game.
Well, when you think about Robin's game, I mean, aggressive, unselfish. I mean, he's one of those dirty work players you love to have on your team, but you hate to compete.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Parker against Gay. Gasol a screen, and the call will be against Robin Lopez. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Down low, and then Young with the dunk.
Just remarkable at dropping the hammer. Young loves getting crafty with how he slams it home.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. And it's Brown missing.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
Gay. The teardrop falls in. Gay's got 9.
He's finally gotten into rhythm here in the second. His shooting percentage has taken a nice jump.
Levine dishes to Brown. Lopez a screen. And Levine, here we go. Parker with a clean look. Misses the 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Back to DeRozan. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. DeRozan's got 4 points in the quarter. For Chicago, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. Brown the pass to Levine. No good that time. Nice D from DeRozan. See, Webb, I think of when you entered the league and how much the league has changed since your entry. In your mind, going back to your rookie year, I'm sure you can count many ways that the NBA has improved the game.
Yeah, and the NBA, to me, has always been a step ahead. It's been a leader as far as where sports in general should go. I mean, we're truly a global game now. Just imagine where the game is going to be in 20 years. The growth of overall player salaries, the value of franchises. And to me, again, the biggest improvement has just been the evolution of players. It's been thanking a guy like Larry Bird, who was 6'9", shooting threes, and today we have Kevin Durant, 7-foot shooting threes. It's players getting better. The dribbling of Isaiah Thomas back in the Piston days to the dribbling of Curry, Kyrie, John Wall. Today, it's the evolution of players to me that's been so exciting, along with the growth of the league overall.
Here's Gasol. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, you hear that? No, you don't hear anything. They silence the crowd with this big lead. No sign that they're letting up.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Screen by Young. To the inside. And he converts the layup. Young's got 20.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And so here is Chicago. Sets in motion a 4-game road trip for him. Brown kicks to Lopez. Parker outside. Larkin in a screen on Gay. Brown outside. Shot clock at 5. And the dunk by Parker.
Gives up a lot of size to most other power forwards, but not too many of them can fly like he can.
San Antonio's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Aldridge a screen. Outside DeRozan. Aldridge down low. Arcing it on him. Aldridge. Good. Aldridge has got 13.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Brown down low. Defended by Young. Count it. Calvin. 10 points for insanity.
If you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's DeRozan. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Brown. Rejected by Young.
You know, solid instincts defensively. Young showing a real desire to compete on that side of the ball.
And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Brown against Young. Brown right side. Now here's Levine. DeRozan defending. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
How about Lauri Markkanen out of Finland? I love this game. Look, he comes from a family of athletes. Both his parents played basketball at a high level.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Spurs just dominating this one. And some changes here for the Spurs. Here's Portis. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Brown down low, covered by Mills. And it's Brown missing.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Mills. He's out there with Murray. Pirtle is out there with Bellinelli. And it's Bertans in at the 4 slot. Brown right side. Shoots over Mills. And again, Chicago. No good. Holiday against Murray. Trying to find Mills. Gets it to him. Bertans. That one goes. Count it. Bertans got 5 now.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated.
And the Spurs pushing it up now. Mills can't hit.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Holiday, the pass to Brown. Holiday against Murray. Back to Brown. To the right side. Portis the screen. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. 4 on the shot clock. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And it's Brown that time on the assist by Holiday. 12 points for insanity.
That's the way to attack. Get it into the post and go to work.
And Mills kicks to Pirtle. Pass to Mills. And it's Pirtle at the elbow. Back to Mills. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Portis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Left side, Brown. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Brown's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I mean, this D is a joke. It's way too passive. They got to get a body on him when he's on his way to the bucket.
Mills passes to Bertans. Back to Mills. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Bellinelli. Here is a list of the NBA's most adept passing teams this season. These are your assist leaders. In 4th, the Spurs.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Felicio kicks to Brown. Back to Felicio. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 4 assists in the game.
Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
Passes it to Mills. Lets it go from deep. Sinks the three-pointer. Mills has got 8 points.
He's been a different player since halftime. Coming on strong now.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Bulls making a switch here. Payne's checked in. Brown outside. And he comes up with the deuce. 16 points for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And last season, the Bulls were very perimeter-oriented on both ends of the floor. Offensively, top 10 in threes. Defensively, dead last in block shots.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, was just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
Here's Bellinelli. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. And the Bulls also had trouble last year getting to the foul line.
Well, it's because their primary scorers were largely jump shooters. I mean, very little back-to-the-basket offense and not enough driving to make up for it.
Back to Holiday. Portis the screen. Holiday attacking, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Justin Holiday, the older brother of Drew Holiday, stints in the G League and abroad, but Greg, he has solidified himself as an NBA player.
Yeah, standing at 6'7" with that 7-foot wingspan. Every team in the league wants long, versatile wings with shooting, and this young man fits the bill.
The 3 from Mills, and it's Chicago with the rebound, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line, a big factor in the outcome.
I mean, come on. How are you going to win on the road if you can't capitalize what's being handed right to you?
For Chicago, they have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And the Spurs now in the post-Kawhi Leonard era of the franchise. Greg, how do they recover, do you think?
If any team can survive losing a player of Kawhi's caliber, it's got to be the Spurs. They have good depth, got a good return in the trade, and players will step up. Won't be the power they once were for a while, but they'll rebound in no time.
And Holiday has it in the corner. Portis the screen. And the shot falls short this time.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that when he gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores. Just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
And Holiday has it in the corner. Back to Brown. 3 on the clock. Outside Portis. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. So both teams making some changes here. Lopez right side. Kicks it to Brown. Chris, the last few years, talk of expansion has come up. Are we ready, you think, in the NBA to add some more teams?
I think we are. Now, expanding to 32 teams might stretch the talent a little bit thin, but I think we could handle a couple of years with that because of the youth of the players, and it could actually switch it up a little bit. I mean, come on, Kevin. you're like me. You're a big basketball and big sports fan. You know we have to have a team in Seattle.
I would love to see it. Absolutely.
I mean, come on. You know how crazy those fans were. You know you have to have that come back. And then there's some places. Think about how great Oklahoma City is.
Yes.
And how they've just embraced this Thunder team. There might be a couple more places out there with that type of passion and fans saying, listen, if you give us a team, we promise we'll nurture it, take care of it, and root for it the loudest. And I like having that. I think it's time to definitely investigate expansion, but we got to get back to Seattle first and foremost.
We've got Omer Ashik. He's out there with Robin Lopez, and it's Blakeney in at the 2 guard. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Mills passes to Bertens. Inside, Dexter, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, and when you watched the Chicago Bulls last year, you knew they were rebuilding, but they played very hard. You respected that and won some games that surprised people.
Felicios checked in for Robin Lopez. And as for the coach of the Bulls, Hoiberg had his worst record last year, but Chris may have done his best job yet, some people feel.
They turned out to be a surprisingly fun team to watch.
San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. And Walker kicks to Mills. The pass to Bertens. And that one is good.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard. But Kevin, look at Hoiberg's offense. Wide open, up-tempo. It's no wonder why the Bulls put up more shots than any other team in the league last season.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. There's a good screen. Brown right side. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Quincy Pondexter with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, San Antonio. Now here's Brown. Unloads from 13. Rebounded by the Spurs. Berton's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Well, Chris, with Hoiberg, we knew this is what we'd be seeing from him after watching his teams in college.
Well, yeah, he likes players who can bring multiple aspects to the table. I mean, he wants to score early in the clock with little false action. He's known to have one of the deeper playbooks in the game.
Picked away. Walker at the elbow. And Walker throws it down hard.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Now here's Brown. D right on him. Ashik dishes to Brown. Some call it the Ewing theory, teams that play better without relying on a star player. Chris, how sustainable is that?
It's not sustainable. It's real cute until you have the teams that are focused that want to win come in. And usually that Ewing theory, that's usually like in the 5th week of the season or before All-Star break when teams are figuring out themselves. Once everybody has identified their strengths and their weaknesses, you need that horse to ride. You need that big hoss in there, that guy that's dependable every night. And as long as he's a willing passer, unselfish player, no, you need those guys. I don't believe that teams are better without their main guy. Maybe for short stretches, players can rally, but you look at championship winners. I'm trying to think of one that didn't have a superstar on their roster. I just don't buy into that theory.
Bulls have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the 4th, sinking the majority of their shots. A shot, no good. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. And here's Mills from the arc, trains the three-pointer. Mills has got 15 points here in the second half. Now here's Brown, covered by Mills. Brown, good. Brown's got 20 points.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
And the Spurs with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. Bertans kicks to Walker. Bertle, the pass to Mills. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
And when Pirtle sees one of his guys wide open, he whips it his way. He's all for doing what's best for the team.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. First free throw is good. Last year, the NBA moved the trade deadline to before the All-Star break, C-Web. Did you like that decision?
It caused teams to make trade decisions much sooner, and I like that. But I don't like the fact that maybe if, let's say, I'm a fan of Utah Jazz, and you trade the player that we love so much, and he's an all-star, and I can't root for him as a Utah Jazz fan. So as a fan, it gets a little bit tricky because that's still my player, and I want to celebrate with this guy at the All-Star break, but maybe I can't. But I think that what it does is it makes the teams much more competitive because no longer can you sit back and wait and have the time you could before to think as much as you could. Now you have to make a decision on who your team is, the identity, and do you want to get better now or take the risk now? And I think it's put some teams on the hot seat, and I like seeing teams on the hot seat having to make decisions quickly.
4 on the clock. Felicio kicks to Brown. Shoots over Mills, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against San Antonio. That free throw missing. And he's good on the second.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
Pass to Bertens. There's the pick. 1:27 left in the 4th. Pirtle, the pass to Pondexter. Outside, Walker. Stolen away.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Spurs.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance from Marcus Young.
He was too much for them to deal with tonight. Plain and simple. They tried all sorts of ways to contain him, and nothing worked.
And Mills kicks to Pirtle. Back to Mills. In the corner, it's Pondexter. No good from outside. From 17 feet out, Hutchison's shot is off. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pirtle, the pass to Mills. It's good.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
Brown kicks to Ashik. In the corner, it's Felicio. Here's Hutchison. It counts. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess